While the COVID-19 pandemic affected each of us in different ways, there is an entire group of people who spent time, money, and energy planning the most epic of weddings only to have them postponed or canceled because of all the pandemic restrictions, and some people lost their deposits, making that delay not only time-consuming, but expensive as well. Now that most countries are lifting restrictions and the travel industry is starting to boom again, many people have decided to combine a much-needed vacation along with their wedding plans by opting for a destination wedding instead of the more traditional plans. In fact, over 25% of all US-based couples chose a destination wedding in 2019, even before the pandemic hit. So, if you're considering a destination wedding yourself, stay tuned. From the Caribbean and Mexico to Hawaii and Europe, we've scouted tons of hot places to get hitched and found some of the best places to say I do for your post-pandemic destination wedding. TravelSites.com presents 18 best destination wedding locations around the world. When people think of Mexico, they think of spring break in Cancun or the wild bachelor party in Tijuana. The truth is, Mexico is filled with culture and natural beauty in almost every corner. Ancient historic ruins, lush jungle settings, and thriving nature reserves are just a glimpse at what you could choose. Riviera Maya is the perfect choice for a destination wedding if you want a tropical, beachy vibe. The Riviera Maya is a coastal stretch from the Yucatan Peninsula. It has tons of different settings couples can choose for their big day. Exchange vows on a palm-fringed beach, in the middle of the lush jungle, or in front of a historic ancient Mayan ruins for a stunning backdrop. You won't find that anywhere else. Couples can also opt to go with one of the many nearby Cancun resorts that offer all-inclusive wedding packages. This makes wedding planning super easy because experienced professionals will take care of all the details from the wedding licenses to the photographers. The best time to get married in Riviera Maya is during the winter months, usually mid-December through Easter, because the weather is usually sunny and perfect, though be warned, it's also the time it's most crowded. Approximate cost for a wedding is about $5,000 for around 30 guests in an all-inclusive 4-star resort. Available landscapes include palm-fringed beaches, lush jungles, ancient historic ruins, and our recommended resort is the Gran Velas. Los Cabos, Mexico is one of the more livelier spots for a destination wedding. You'll be along the southernmost coast of Mexico's Baja California Peninsula, where you'll find a 20-mile-long stretch of white sand beaches, nature trails, award-winning hotels, breathtaking villas, exclusive beach clubs, and championship golf courses. Los Cabos also has so much natural beauty that you might want to celebrate on a cove overlooking the water, or with the iconic giant rock arch at Land's End in the background. All this means is that you'll have your pick of surroundings when choosing a spot for the ceremony. And I love the fact that the romantic setting doesn't need to end immediately after the ceremony either. Spend your honeymoon on private yachts, secluded beaches, and swimming in the blue waters of the Pacific. Be sure to avoid June through October, where the humidity is highest and rain is at the heaviest. The best time is between November and May. Approximate cost, about $7,000 for around 30 guests at an all-inclusive 4-star resort. Available landscapes include secluded white beaches, nature trails, award-winning hotels, exclusive beach clubs, championship golf courses, natural coves, private yachts, and the Land's End. Our suggested resort, Pueblo Bonito Golf and Spa Resorts. If you're looking for a paradise in Mexico for your destination wedding, but don't want to be overrun by the tourist crowds that usually take over, head to Cozumel. Situated right off the Yucatan Peninsula, Cozumel is a quiet island surrounded by turquoise waters and one of the largest coral reef systems in the world. It's filled with lush tropical grounds and thriving nature reserves that are home to a plethora of wildlife. If you're feeling overwhelmed, opt for one of the wedding packages offered by one of the many resorts. These packages usually include a symbolic ceremony, a dedicated on-site wedding coordinator, bouquets, wedding cake, floral centerpieces, photographers, and even private cocktail hours and a dinner reception for the newlywed couple and their guests. The weather in Cozumel is nice from mid-December to April, but it's usually unbearably hot, humid, and raining most of the year. Approximate cost, about $3,000 for around 30 guests at an all-inclusive 4-star resort. Available landscapes include the Yucatan Peninsula, quiet islands, lush tropical grounds, thriving nature reserves, and our suggested resort, Sunscape Sabor Cozumel. The Caribbean has everything you could ever imagine for a destination wedding. especially if tropical golden beaches and palm trees swaying in the background are your kind of thing. Antigua is one of the most revered vacation destinations in the Caribbean, so why wouldn't it double as an equally amazing spot for a destination wedding? You can pick from over 300 sandy beaches there, with one of the most popular being Half Moon Bay. You can also pick one of the many resorts with all-inclusive wedding packages on the northwest coast of Dickinson Bay. Choosing Antigua for your destination wedding means that you and your guests will get to indulge in fresh and delicious seafood the island is known for. While the weather is at its best between December and April, the rain and hurricane threat is not so bad, so you might consider going during the off-season from May to November. This could also save you money if you need to stay within a budget. Approximate cost, about $800 for 6 guests at an all-inclusive resort. Available landscapes include the Palm Line Coast, sandy beaches, Half Moon Bay, and Dickinson Bay. Our suggested resort, St. James Club Antigua. You can also exchange vows in the Bahamas while standing in one of the historic homes in Nassau or while barefoot on the white sand beaches of Paradise Island. You can have a ceremony where your guests can scuba dive around Andros Island afterward or go on an activity-packed excursion with the wedding party. You can start your marital bliss at one of the many mega resorts or by renting your own private island like the remote Harbor Island. Now, who wouldn't want to get married in the tropical paradise offered by the Bahamas? As with most of Mexico and the Caribbean, the weather is best from December to April, where there's less chance of rain or hurricanes. Approximate costs can range anywhere from $2,500 to $30,000. Lots of available landscapes, including historic homes, Nassau, white sand beaches, Paradise Island, Andros Island, Harbor Island, and some amazing mega resorts. Our suggested resort, the Atlantis Paradise Island, Bahamas. Jamaica is more than just warm golden sand beaches and sparkling azure bodies of water. The island nation does have a glamorous tropical setting that makes it perfect for a wedding location, but also has so much culture to go with that. The laid-back atmosphere is perfect for couples who want to start their lives together in the most relaxed of ways. There's so many resorts with all-inclusive wedding packages that will take care of everything, no matter what your preferences are. While there are tons of affordable options, you can also decide to go super deluxe and rent out your very own villa or even a private island for you and your wedding party. Say your I-dos with your significant other and your loved ones on the beach under palm trees, on a cliff as the sun sets behind you, or amidst lush gardens and waterfalls. The best time to host your wedding in Jamaica is from December to early March. Make sure you head out before the spring breakers head in. Approximate cost, anywhere between $600 and $3,000. Available landscapes include golden sand beaches, a private villa, private islands, lush gardens, waterfall settings, and our suggested resort, the Sunset at the Palms. Now, almost every corner of Europe offers a different and unique setting that is perfect for a wedding ceremony, no matter if it's just the two of you eloping, or if you're having an intimate wedding with a few guests, or even if you're having a huge bash that everyone and their mothers are flying out for. Walk down the olive groves of Tuscany, exchange vows in an Irish castle, or toast your new marriage with delicious glasses of wine in Rome. If you want to have your destination wedding in Europe, then Tuscany in Italy might be the one for you. Plan your getaway wedding at this dream destination in September or October, which is right as the heat of summer passes, and so do the majority of tourists. There are many reasons why you want to get married in Tuscany, but the main two are the amazing views and the incomparably delicious food. First, start off with the location. Do you want to exchange vows on rolling hills or green valleys that stretch as far as the eye can see? Or maybe in rustic olive groves or in architecturally magnificent wine estates? You can even choose to get married in one of Tuscany's many breathtaking, beautiful castles. If it's just the two of you, spend the rest of your days indulging in the amazing wine and cuisine. If you happen to bring a wedding party and guests along, remember that more is always merrier in Tuscany. Be sure to include specialties on the menu like truffles, porcini mushrooms, olive oil, and pecorino cheese. The best months, September to October. Approximate cost, about $120 per person. Available landscapes include rolling hills, green valleys, and olive groves, with wine estates and castles. Our suggested resort, La Corte dei Papi. Now, if it's a fairy tale dream wedding that you're looking for, then Ireland is your destination. Quaint seaside villages, oceanside cliffs, lush gardens, rolling hills as far as the eye can see. If you can dream it up, Ireland can probably make it a reality. Ireland's incomparable natural beauty makes it one of the most romantic places to get married in the world. You can also opt for country manors, grand 15th century castles, and stunning Tudor-style churches for your wedding events instead. You can even stick to what Ireland is very popular for and have your after party at one of the many iconic local pubs filled with delicious local foods and thirst-quenching ales. When planning your destination wedding in Ireland, don't forget to avoid the week of St. Patrick's Day altogether. The best time of the year is between May and September. Approximate cost? That's about $10,000 for a wedding with 30 guests and a castle. Available landscapes include quaint seaside villages, oceanside cliffs, lush gardens, rolling hills, country manors, 15th century castles, Tudor-style churches, and iconic local pubs. Our suggested resort, the Celtic Castles. Now back in Italy, what better place is there to say your I-dos than the eternal city of Rome? This Italian city is renowned for its seamlessly integrated mix of modern metropolis and old world culture. You'll be getting married amidst historic attractions, artistic monuments, cobblestone piazzas, rustic castles, and a number of ancient ruins and churches. If that doesn't provide the most perfect backdrops for epic wedding photographs, I'm not sure what will. Let's not forget about all the delicious food that you, your new spouse, and your wedding guests can indulge in, like carbonara, the gelato, and let's not forget all the amazing wine. The best time to have your destination wedding in Rome is between April and June, and again in September and October. That's when the weather's nicest. Approximate cost? About $2,000 for a ceremony and $150 per guest. Our suggested resort, Rome Cavalieri and a Waldorf Astoria hotel. While Mexico, the Caribbean, and Europe are some of the most famous choices for U.S.-based couples picking a location for their wedding, there are still many more breathtaking destinations for you to consider. Take a look at the following places for a unique destination wedding where you can create memories you will treasure forever. If you're looking for the most exotic destination in the world, then you're going to want to have your destination wedding in South Africa. South Africa has so much to offer, and their natural settings are so beautiful that you'll be getting the best of both worlds. Laid-back country settings full of grasslands, mountains, forests, valleys, and beaches, and then the bustle of quaint villages and the ever-vibrant Cape Town. Now, where you want to host your wedding is completely up to you, and you can make the moment truly yours, just like it should be. Some of the most popular places that we suggest are the vineyards on the Stellenbosch wine route, the deserted beaches of Natal, or in one of the many thriving wildlife preserves housed there. South Africa is the perfect destination wedding location for an adventurous couple who want to make their wedding a memorable moment for themselves and their friends and family. Cape Town is perfect weather-wise all year long, while nature retreats are best from June to August, and a beachside wedding is optimal for December to February. The approximate cost? About $1,000 for a party of 6. Available landscapes include grasslands, mountains, forests, valleys, deserted beaches, quaint villages, vibrant cityscapes, vineyards, and wildlife preserves. Our suggested resort, Bushman's Kloof Wilderness Reserve and Wellness Retreat. Thailand has a reputation for being a wild and exotic location, often used for bachelor and bachelorette parties made popular by movies like The Hangover Part 2. But few realize the potential Thailand has as a location for a destination wedding. The South Asian country overflows with cultural and style that is hard to find anywhere else. Host your wedding right in the heart of the urban metropolis, which houses historic buildings alongside modern skyscrapers. The brilliant skyline can rival that of Manhattan. If the hustle and bustle of the city isn't for you, then head to the posh island of Phuket with its sparkling beaches and clear waters where luxurious resorts await to help you plan every detail of your big day. One of the unique aspects of hosting a destination wedding in Bangkok is that there are unique things that you can include in your celebration, such as an elephant ride to a ceremony site on the beach. If you want to have a destination wedding in Thailand, then your prime time throughout the year is between November and January, because that's when the weather is warm and doesn't invite the rain. Approximate cost is about $600, plus there are elopement wedding packages as well. Available landscapes include historic buildings, modern skyscrapers, and beaches. Our suggested resort, Phineas Swan Inn and Spa. New Zealand is another great choice for beachside destination weddings. They also have beautiful beachside spots where you can exchange vows if you choose. I suggest that you venture toward more remote landscapes that are stunning and hard to come across anywhere else. Apart from the miles of golden sand beaches, you'll have your choice of pristine forests, rugged foothills, waterside cliffs, and the snow-capped Southern Alps. You'll also be surprised to know that Waiheke Island is also filled with beautiful olive groves and vineyards. They make for a perfect backdrop for a wedding ceremony. And it doesn't hurt that after everything's said and done, you and your new spouse can spend some time in the many secluded hot springs scattered across New Zealand. The best time for a destination wedding in New Zealand is from December to February, which are the summer months. Approximate cost could be around $1,300 to $5,000 depending on your number of guests. Available landscapes include golden sand beaches, pristine forests, rugged foothills, waterside cliffs, snow-capped Southern Alps, olive groves, and vineyards. Our suggested resort, the Nautilus Resort. Tahiti is renowned for having picturesque landscapes around every corner, which is why it's no surprise that it's a paradise beyond measure. The panorama, worthy of being on every tropical postcard you come across, is filled with lush rainforests, swaying palm trees, and vanilla farms that you can smell before you see. You'll find some really isolated beaches in Tahiti, which is great if you want the setting of a tropical paradise without the crowded rush of people that usually comes with it. Add a unique cultural twist to your big day by including a Polynesian show with twirling flaming torches and traditional music. Dry season is from May to October, so that's the best time to plan your destination wedding in Tahiti. Approximate cost, upwards of $3,000 for a party of 8. Available landscapes include lush rainforest, isolated palm tree-lined beaches, and vanilla farms. Our suggested resort, the Four Seasons Resort. And what about India? The bright colors of flowing saris, the jingle of bangles, and the beauty of India's exotic culture enveloping you and your significant other in a romantic happily ever after? Well, that's what India offers if you choose this destination. The weather is nice all year long, so you're not limited to celebrating your wedding during any particular time, but the monsoon season does last from June to September. India has everything from bustling cityscapes and historic temples to mist-filled mountains and lush green tea plantations. You can celebrate in almost any natural setting that you can think of, and it doesn't hurt that the food has so much flavor it will be unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Approximate cost, upwards of $1,500. Available landscapes include bustling cityscapes, historic temples, mist-filled mountains, and the lush tree plantations. Our suggested resort, the Taj Mahal Palace. And then again, there's also the United States. Yeah, I know, hear me out. We gave you a list of amazing locations for memorable destination weddings, but what if I told you that you never even have to leave the USA to have a stunning destination wedding? Sometimes just a change of scenery from our usual day-to-day make all the difference in the world. Check out these great places for American destination weddings. We've all seen postcards and paintings of stunning lighthouses in Maine, but believe me when I tell you that seeing the panoramic vistas of golden beaches, dark blue waters, and rugged coasts will take your breath away. Maine is renowned for its iconic lighthouses, and when you see them, you'll want nothing more than to exchange your vows with these stunning scenes in the background. Bay Harbor is the epitome of seaside chic, with sophistication and style combined with a distinct coastal flair around every corner. And let's not forget all the delicious seafood you can incorporate into your menu. Bay Harbor has amazing weather during the summer months from July to August, but it's also great for a fall wedding in September. Approximate cost, upwards of $3,000. Available landscapes include the Acadia National Park, rugged coastal cliffs, and Mount Desert Island. Our suggested resort, Atlantic Oceanside. Hawaii is one of the most popular wedding and honeymoon destinations in the world, and here's why. You get the beauty and environment of a tropical island while still being in the continental U.S., so you and your guests don't have to travel far. The island of Hawaii, often called the Big Island, is the largest island in Hawaii, as the name suggests, and there are so many different natural backdrops there. You can say your I-dos on the lunar-like landscape of the Kona coast, exchange vows in the vibrant green rainforest region, or even start your new life together with towering mountains in the background. What's even better is that you won't want to go anywhere else afterwards to celebrate your honeymoon. The Big Island has tons of activities like snorkeling, horseback riding, and swimming. While the weather is nice all year long, there is a chance of mild rain showers between November and April. The best months, May to October. Approximate cost, about $10,000 and upwards. Available landscapes include beaches, Kona Coast, vibrant rainforests, and towering mountains. Our suggested resort, the Mauna Kea Beach Hotel. While most of the places we've listed for destination weddings are sunny, warm, and tropical, Lake Placid is a gorgeous alpine village situated in the heart of upstate New York and a great place for a charming winter wedding. Imagine twinkling lights on luxury cabins with a backdrop of snow-capped mountains or rustic chic lake lodges that will ensure you have the most amazing photographs. For those who don't want their wedding in the dead of winter, there are picturesque mountain streams and waterfalls. But if you're having it at Lake Placid, a dramatic, snowy, stormy wedding is perfect for the backdrop. If you don't want a winter wedding, the best time to celebrate at Lake Placid is in April, when the spring foliage is stunning. The best weather months, November to January for a winter wedding, and April for a spring wedding. Approximate cost is upward of $10,000, and available landscapes include Lake Placid, snow-capped mountains, rustic chic lakeside lodges, waterfalls, Saranac Lake, and Mirror Lake. Our suggested resort, Mirror Lake Inn. Tucson, Arizona is a unique landscape. Imagine having your ceremony in the middle of a rugged desert setting with cacti and deep sunsets. Or head to Sabino Canyon with its amazing mountainous terrain for your big day. No matter which you choose, you'll fall in love with the dramatic Southwest landscape. Don't forget about the stunning Native American and Mexican textiles or the turquoise jewelry wedding favors you can incorporate into your ceremony. The weather is warm all year long, and there are very few chances of rain. You might want to avoid June and July though, especially if you're having an outdoor ceremony, because the temperatures are above 90 degrees and there's definitely such a thing as too hot. Approximate cost, about $8,000 for 100 guests. Available landscapes, rugged desert settings, mountainous terrain, and Southwest landscape. Our suggested resort, the Z Mansion. We've identified quite a few different locations for your destination wedding that could be perfect for couples with a large range of preferences. Regardless of where you go, it helps to have a budget ready so you know which destination would fit your price range. You should also take your guest list into consideration. For example, if having immediate family and friends at the ceremony is important to you, you might not be able to travel quite so far because of all the associated costs, like plane tickets, accommodations, and catered meals. Once you've picked a location, you might also want to find a wedding planner in your destination of choice. Many resorts offer a dedicated wedding planner on site who will consult with you and organize the wedding of your dreams. If you've had a destination wedding, tell us about your experience in the comments below. Like always, this video is brought to you by TravelSites.com, which helps you get the best travel experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe to find more useful travel tips and exciting places for your next travel venture.